Okay, let's continue. So this was, yeah, I'm recording it now, so you can actually, I can upload this later for you to watch. Okay, this was exactly what we had the last time. Okay, but humble, hope you can hear me. Hope you can hear me though.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, so this was exactly what we had the last time. Please listen to me. Trading is like a school. This is more like what you're going to like try to get very used to consistently. Okay, you just need to keep practicing until you get very used to it. This was the clear support and resistance that we actually talked about the last time. Okay, and as you can see, this was where I told you to not even think too much about what is happening here, so that in order for you not to get confused, right? Because at the end of the day, price will either do what it wants to do, right? You can see we're in a downtrend here on the lower time frame into a key support zone, right? Break and retest, right? Break and retest, right? And then we're coming back to retest that same point. So this was a key level here for you to take a buy here. Okay, but being a type of trader that I am, okay, I usually look at trend as well, market trend. Okay, but okay, let me just explain that to you so that you'll be able to understand what I mean by market trend. If you look at this very well on the 4 hour time frame, you will see that we are in a downtrend coming into that level of what support, right? What I usually do is I usually wait for that reversal first. Okay, you see, we're in a downtrend, right? What I do is I wait for that reversal, and then once it pulls back into this level here, then I'll buy. Okay, then from here I'm going to buy, but I need to first of all see that reversal here, right? Low, high, low, reversal. It broke this market structure. There's what they call market structure. I just didn't want to like go into that, but since we were actually having, we had something of that caliber displayed itself, I decided to just explain it to you guys here. Okay, so as you can see, this is a downtrend, right? This is a downtrend on the lower time frame, right? And then into this key support and resistance zone, or this key break and retest zone here, this key break and retest zone here, right? So what do you do from there, right? You wait for the market to first of all reverse. You can see low, it has been printing what, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, right? I know when you guys were actually studying on YouTube, you would have seen market structure. Okay, lower low, lower high, right? Lower low, right? It printed the lower low here. What I would have expected is for it to come and break this high here, right? Now it's now a higher high, then I want it to come down and print a higher low here. This is exactly where I will now take the buy. Okay, targeting the upside, because now it has broken the market structure. You understand? Now the structure, the trend now has reversed. It's now to the upside. Okay, so I didn't just want to confuse you guys with this the last time. That was why I didn't want to go into it. I just said once it gets to this point here, just buy. Okay, let's even say you bought at this point here now. Okay, I gave you guys another way of getting out of the market. I gave you guys another way of getting out of the market, even before taking what, even without taking the full 1% loss, right? How? Look at it clearly. What did we do? Just like the same way we actually closed at this one here, that was the same way you could have actually closed here. You can see we broke out, right? And now we are below the support and resistance. What do you do here? You can close it here. Okay, and then once it starts coming back into this what they call it, into the support zone, okay, then you can now re-enter the trade again, targeting the high. Remember I told you guys about this. If you could go back to the video I did the last time, right? And I also said that you can decide to take the one full 1% loss if you don't want to close it here, right? Let me take all of this off. um Remember what I said, right? I said if you don't want to close it here, when market broke out and then it started consolidating below here, you can decide to close it here and then wait for it to get back inside of this high, then you retake the same buy, right, targeting the high. Okay, look at now, when we broke down, right, you could have closed the trade here. Okay, what I actually did was I closed the, even when I actually took this trade, I didn't go in with full size because we are still in a downtrend. Okay, I just went in with like 0.5% of my account. Okay, and then immediately we closed below it. I just cut the trade here. This was exactly where I cut the trade, waiting for us to reclaim this high. Okay, so immediately we reclaim it, then I'm going to retake the trade. This time around, I'm not going to go in with 0.5%. I'm going to go in with like 1% or even 2% sometimes. Okay, because now we've broken the structure, right? And now the structure has changed into this support zone, right? And now you can now take the buy. I'm going to go in with like 2% of my account. But at this point here, I sometimes, remember I told you guys that sometimes the market can just get to this point. Once it gets to this point, it's not even going to want to do anything. It will just boom, right? It will just take off from there. It will not allow anybody enter. It will not even allow you to think, or you're waiting for market structure to change and get back. It will not do any of that. It's just going to take off. Okay, so that was the reason why I went in with like 0.5% of my account here. Okay, so you can see that when you want to take a trade, it's more about thinking, your thought process. What do you plan on doing there? What are your risk management? You understand? So trading requires some level of thinking. Okay, it requires some level of thinking. So you can see my thought process, the way what I was actually thinking about when I took this trade here, right? I knew that if I take the trade here, we are still in a downtrend, right? I have to wait for market structure to break, right? Lower low, lower high, lower low. Once we break this structure here, right, then come back here. Once it gets back to this support here, we've broken the structure now, right? You can now, this is now a high conviction trade, right? You can now decide to take the buy here, right? That is one. Okay, and then I would have gone in with 2% of my account. Okay, that's just fact. But at this point here, when you go to this point, market can just reverse here without even giving you any warning, right? Because it's coming into a break and retest level. Okay, so that was why I went in with 0.5% of my account. Then when I saw that price broke down and started consolidating at this point here, I just closed the 0.5% for nothing, right? You can see I took the trade here, I closed it here. So that's more like a break-even trade. Maybe they just charged me for fees. Okay, so immediately close above here. What was I waiting for? I was waiting for it to get back inside, start, you understand? You should just get back inside, retest this level, then I'm going to take the buy with how many percent of my account here? Probably 2% or even 3. Yes, it's high conviction trade. So that's what I do, and it's a high probability trade. Okay, so I'm not asking you to go and risk 3% now. You can still stick with your 1%, so that you start from 1%. You can now start maybe increasing your percentage, checking if you're feeling any level of pain, you're not comfortable with 2%. We all have different risk tolerance. Okay, at the end of the day, it's not even about the risk that you're risking, it's about the money. Okay, so if I'm trading with a 10k account and I'm risking 1%. What is 1% of 10k? That is like $100, right? So and you're trading with a 100k account, you're risking 1%. That's like $1,000. You understand? So you can see that our percentage is different based on our monetary value, right? The monetary value. So let's say you know that you're risking let's say you're comfortable with 1% and you're trading with a 10k account, you're risking $100. What you need to do now is that you now need to increase your capital. If you want to be making more now, you don't need to increase the percentage that you're risking. What you need to do now is to increase the capital. But if you try to increase the percentage and you're not comfortable with it, you need to come down back to the 1% and you start looking for ways to increase your capital. Okay, so as you can see what actually played out here now, right? Immediately we started consolidating below this support. Immediately we started consolidating below this support zone. What happened? We sold off, right? So if you didn't close your trade around this consolidation here, right, you would have actually taken the 1% loss, and which is fine. It's just 1%. Okay, it's just 1%. So I hope what I just explained to you guys is clear down to this point. if you have any questions, you can actually ask. Let me see if anybody has any questions so far. Okay, no question. I hope what I've explained so far down to this point is very, very clear, right? It's very, very clear. You see the way we actually immediately started retesting there, close the trade, right? Close it here. Wait for us to reclaim back. Then you take the trade for a high conviction trade. So this manipulation didn't really play out, right? I was expecting a manipulation. Let you get back inside. Bam! This was exactly where this is it here. Just like we had here, right? On the daily time frame, right? This was the manipulation, right? Bam! This was exactly what I was expecting. Immediately we have that manipulation. We come back inside, right? This is exactly where you take the trade, the buy, from the daily time frame now. Okay. Hope you guys, if you have any questions so far, you can actually ask before I'll continue and look at what we actually have right now. Okay. Okay, that being said, now that we've understood what actually went wrong or what actually happened in the market, because at the end of the day the market is 50-50, anything can actually happen. Okay, so now that we understood what actually happened, you can see my thought process, you can see exactly what happened, right? Then I'm going to go back to the daily time frame. You can see this is the daily time frame now, right? Now you can see that price is back. Let me take this off. Price is back at the support level here, right? Support, right? You can see that this is our support, right? So what are we looking for now in order to take a trade? It's simple. Okay, what we want to be looking for now is go to the 4-hour time frame. Okay, right now nothing is really developing. Okay, nothing is developing at the moment. What I want to see now is from this support now, right? Let's say we can now start something like this, right? Break and retest, right? We can actually have a break and retest from this support level here. Okay, they will be looking to take a buy. Yeah, I'm actually making a screen record of the video, right? So what I'm expecting now is a break and retest right now. Okay, so I want to see a reversal from this point, because as you can see, we've actually sold off into the support level again. Okay, so I want to see a reversal from this support level here. I just hope we get it anytime soon, but I just want to see what price is going to do at this level, see the pattern that is going to be developing at this support zone here. Okay, so we just need to be patient. At this point, nothing is developing on Bitcoin. Okay, once Bitcoin starts giving once the pattern starts developing, let's say we start seeing something like this, right? Then we can be looking to take a buy. Okay, so but at the moment right now, you can see we're in a downtrend, right? We have to wait to see that reversal, because we're into a level of support, right? Wait to see the reversal then before we get into the trade. So I'm just going to keep looking at the chart, right? If anything starts to develop, I'm just going to let you guys know. Okay, don't forget that anything that Bitcoin does is what other coins are actually going to do. Okay, you don't want to be buying other coins when Bitcoin is still selling off. Okay, so once Bitcoin starts giving a reversal, then we can now start looking into other altcoins, right? Look into those altcoins that are ready to go to the moon and start buying most of them. Okay, so remember the way I said you can actually start buying most of them is the 40% you've allocated for high risk. Let's say I mentioned about like 4 to 5 different coins that I want to buy. How do you buy them? You can go in with, you have $400, right? Probably $30 to $50 on each of them. $30, $40, or at most $50 on each of them. So you still have enough coin. Enough. If you're going in with $50 on like 5 of them, you still have $250 left in your high risk, right? High risk account. Okay. So we just need to wait for those opportunities to develop. Right now, Bitcoin is not giving us anything to work with. Okay. And I just want you to see that this is not for investment. Okay, this what I'm explaining to you guys, that this our trade is not even for investment. This is just for those daily time frame trade, our derivatives account. Okay, it's not for investment. When it comes to investment, we usually deal with weekly level, weekly range. Okay, and if you look at the weekly, let's look at the weekly. Let's go to the weekly time frame now. What level right now on the weekly do we have? Hold on, can't even see. On the weekly, this is what exactly what we have here on the weekly, right? This is a weekly support and resistance zone, break and retest zone. Because you can see in the weekly we're in an uptrend. This is only weekly level right now. I can actually see around 52k. So if Bitcoin starts getting to that 52k, I'll start dusting my money for investments that I've kept already. I kept it in USDT, right? And then it's actually earning. I staked it. Okay, I staked it in USDT, so it's earning money every day. I don't actually have any money lying around. Okay, so it's always earning. They will be giving you interest every day. Okay, so once it's ready, I'll just convert it back to the normal for investments. Okay, so this is the level at around 52k. Remember I told you guys when I actually had a class with you guys on the physical class, right, that this is the level I'm going to be looking for investment, 52k and also 44k here, right? So these two levels here, if Bitcoin gets to here, I'm going to buy for investment. If it gets to this point, I will buy. If it pulls back again, it's still coming down to this lower point here, I'm still going to buy more. Okay, this for investment. Okay, but for the lower time frame trade, which is the daily trade, you look at the words, the daily range. I don't know if what I'm explaining to you guys understand. If you have any questions so far, you can actually ask me. Okay, but when it comes to lower time frame trade, right, you look at what support and resistance. And right now what we're having here is support, right? Remember what I told you guys, support, manipulation here, support, right? Now we are back at that support, right? So we need to wait on the 4 hour time frame to get that reversal. Okay, so I'm just hoping we get that reversal on the 4 hour time frame. Then when we get that reversal, we're going to have I think we're going to have a very, very brilliant buying opportunity on those altcoins as well. Okay, so let's just see how it actually plays out. If you have any questions so far, you can ask me. Okay, something about the market you need to understand is that the market takes patience. You need a tremendous amount of patience to nail those moves. Okay, this is not a lower time frame trade now. I'm actually giving you guys. Remember I explained to you guys lower time frame trades, right? Lower time frame trades, lower time frame support and resistance, right? That if you want to learn fast, if you really want to learn faster how to trade with your demo account, you just go to the lower time frame. You can go to 1 hour, you can go to the 4 hour time frame, right, to trade the support and resistance. So now let's take this out now. Let's look at the lower time frame support and resistance, if there's any right now. Alright, let's go to the 4 hours and see if there's any lower time frame support and resistance at the moment. Okay, there is none at the moment developing, because you can see it's just in a downtrend. It's not in a range bound environment. Remember what I told you guys, right? You look for what, if you want to start. Now I'm actually in the 4 hour time frame, right? You look for what, a range, right? Once you've gotten your range now, right, that this is doing something like this, right, a zigzag, then once it gets to this support, what do you do from this support here? This is where you now go to like the 30 minutes time frame, right, to look for those tiny break and retests to take to the downside. You understand? But as you can see right now on the 4 hour, it's not really giving us any zigzag, right? It's not giving us any zigzag, so we're going to leave it. Let's see on the 1 hour time frame too. Nothing. Okay, So there's nothing right now for you to even on the lower time frame support and resistance for you to work with, right? It's as if on this 1 hour time frame now we have something like this, right? It's just ranging. What will you do? You map this out as your support zone, your resistance rather, and the down here as your support, right? Then once it gets to this high here, or let's say once it gets to this low here at this point, what do? You wait for the reversal, right? On the lower time frame, you can now go towards this on the 1 hour now, right? I'm playing a 1 hour support and resistance zone now, which is low probability. Remember I told you guys, if you want to practice, go to the 1 hour and look. If 1 hour is forming that zigzag, what do? Then you just try your best. If you can actually outline a support and resistance, do it. But if you can't outline the support and resistance, leave it. Then once you've outlined the support and resistance, what do? You now go to the lower time frame, like the 15 minutes, 5 minutes, and now start looking for a break and retest inside of it, right? Back to this high. Do you understand? So but on the lower time frame, it's going to put let's say you had this opportunity here to take the buy from here, right? Targeting this high. Most of the time it might come back and hit your stop loss because it's a low probability trade. Okay, so if you want to even be trading on the lower time frame level, lower time frame support and resistance level, you need to make sure that you're risking very low. So you're risking like maybe 0.5% of your account, or even 0.3, 0. Yeah, that's just the truth, because it gives you a lower probability trade. But if you're on the daily support and resistance level, it gives you a higher probability trade. Okay, so that's just it. And then you can come to the 4 hours and look for the break and retest on the daily. Okay, is that clear? Everything I explained so far, is it clear? If you have any questions so far, you can ask. So what I want to explain to you guys is that please, I beg you, don't give up. Don't give up. I know that starting off it's not really clear and might seem somehow confusing, but I believe that little by little you start, if you keep showing up and you're practicing every day. Okay, you're not waiting till just once a week before you listen to all of this again. I made a video, you can always go back and watch it, right? Try your best to go into the chat and practice. I've explained to you now that if you want to practice, you can go to the 4 hour time frame. Go to the 4 hour or 1 hour time frame. If you see zigzag, anything like a range developing, just try your best to just zone it as resistance and support, right? Then look at where the price is at the moment. If it's at the resistance, you already know that it wants to start reversing, right, to the downside. You already know that it wants to start reversing to the downside. You now go to like the 5 minutes or the 15 minutes time frame and look for break and retest, and then you take your sell, right, since it's from the upside. You understand? Okay, we have like 15 minutes more. So I hope everything I explained is clear. Like if you want to take those if you want to practice, don't practice on the 1 hour time frame level and the daily level rather. Go to your 1 hour, look at the chart. Let me look for a range that it was even that played out. Let me see here. Low, high, low, okay, high, low. There's nothing here. There's no zigzag at all around this level here. There's one here, but it's not really clear. Let's look at what happened. Okay, let's see somewhere around here now. Right, this is a perfect zigzag, right? Look at it, right? This is on the 1 hour time frame now. You can see 1 hour here, right? Just like I'm doing with the daily time frame, right? But this is a 1 hour time frame now, right? High, low, high, low, high, low, high. So we can just map this point here as our resistance, somewhere around here, right? So let's say price was at this point here, then we already know that this was already support, right? And then this was our resistance, right? Resistance. right? And then from here now, what happened? Price came down to this level. What will you be looking for? All you need to do is go what, to the lower time frame and look for what, the like let's say 15 minutes now, right? Look for the opportunity developing itself. Hold on, I can't see the chat maybe. Okay, hold on. Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to take it to the 15 minutes time frame, but it's not really. I think we can do with the 30 minutes time frame, right? So from 1 hour support and resistance, right? You can actually see here now that price came at this level, right? It started consolidating. You know, I wanted to do it on the 5 minutes time frame so that you see it clearly, right? Immediately it broke out here, we tested. Although it's not so clear on the 30 minutes time frame, but immediately broke out and we tested. This was exactly where we would have probably taken a buy down to this high here. Okay, and then we had this manipulation, right? Go back inside, you can see break and retest, right? And then we sold off into this low here. Probably like it's not really clear right now on this what do you call it, on this 30 minutes time frame, but you can actually understand what I'm actually saying now, right? That you look forward the support and the resistance level, right? Once it gets to any the support here, look at, we had this manipulation, right? Then you'll be looking forward break and retest on the lower time frame. Do you understand? On like the 5 minutes time frame or the 15 minutes, since this is a 1 hour support and resistance level. Okay, is it clear what I just explained? I'm gonna upload the video so that you can actually go through it and still see everything I'm actually explaining. Okay. So right now, let me go back to the daily time frame. Just like I said, we don't really have anything developing right now. Okay, so we just have to wait and see how the week unfolds. How it unfolds. I'm gonna be updating you guys on WhatsApp. Okay. So this is our support now, right? Price is back to our support. We'll go back to our lower time frame and see how price is going to develop around here. Let's see what is going to happen here. If we start, reversing to the upside, right? Break and retest. Take your buy. Okay. So I'll just let you guys know if there's any opportunity developing. I'm going to screenshot it, send it to each and every one of you, so you see what is actually happening, right? So, and if you funded your account, you can decide to take the buy. Okay. So that's all on today. If you have any question, you can actually ask before we end the chat. So you can see now, right now, there's nothing developing in the market, right? We just have to stay patient. Okay, stay defensive until we start seeing something based on our strategy. Okay. That's just how trading actually is. Unless you want to go and be trading the lower time frame, the 30 minutes level or the 1 hour level, just like I explained to you guys, then opportunities are always going to develop on the 1 hour time frame. But what I'm using to explain to you guys is just the daily level and the 4 hour for execution. Okay, not the 1 hour level and the 5 minutes, 15 minutes for execution. No. Okay. So that's going to be all for today. If you have any question, you can ask right now before we call it a day. If you have any question, you can ask right now before we call it a day. Okay. Okay, since that's the case, if there's no question, I'll upload the video. You can come back and rewatch it. Okay. Make sure that you watch it and then you try your best to practice support and resistance on a consistent basis. Go to the 1 hour, use the 1 hour level. If you see anyone, right, then go to the lower time frame, like the 5 minutes. Look for any break and retest, put your buy. Okay. Now you already have a direction. The support and resistance is just to help you get a direction of where you're buying to or selling to. Okay. So that's exactly how it is. So if without any further ado, I'm going to call it a day. Okay. And if there's anything developing during the market, I'm just gonna send it to you guys on WhatsApp. Okay. All right. Have a lovely day. Have a lovely week rather, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Okay. All right. Take care.